Okay. Okay, it says complete the sentences using your own ideas. Example number 1. If I were the richest person in the world. So you are going to complete the ideas using your own words, okay? So I would help people in danger, and also I would bring a shelter to the homeless. Okay, so in this case, let's start with the vocabulary. Okay, let's start with the sentences. Okay, it says, if I were a famous person. Okay, if I were a famous person. So now tell me, what would you do if you were a famous person?
I will travel for the world.
Around the world.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I would travel around the world.
Okay, what else?
And I will buy the beach.
You're going to buy a beach.
Buy a beach. And I will travel the United States, and I will buy car.
A car.
A car.
Okay, very good. So Frank, hello. Frank, can you listen to me? Okay, Frank, it says you have to complement the sentences using your own ideas. So if you were a famous person, what would you do if you were a famous person? A famous person such as, I don't know, Belinda, or such as um, a movie actor, right? A famous person. What would you do?
Okay. If I were a famous person, I would yeah, I I would travel another country
Okay, travel to another country. Okay.
and eating on the restaurant.
Okay, I
I
would
will
eat, remember? Okay,
I
one
will
more.
eat in the restaurant.
Okay,
Yeah, that.
just that. So you would eat in restaurants and you would travel.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds really good. Now let's go with the second one. It says, if I were the opposite date for if I were the opposite sex for a date. Okay, what would you do if you were the opposite sex for a day? In my case, if I were the opposite sex for a day, I would do a lot of things what men do, such as go to discos, and also know to eat a lot of food because they eat a lot of food. Also, I would try to wear a beard. Okay, so what would you do if you were the opposite sex for a day? Aha, Hazel.
Um, I will enter the boys' toilet.
To what?
I will enter the boys' toilet.
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 Okay, uh-huh.
And I will go out with my friends, and I will visit the places that I never visited,
Okay, you never visited. Okay.
and I will visit the discotheque.
Okay, discotheques.
Yeah, just that. Yeah.
Just that?
Okay.
Okay, very good. Where, in my case, I guess I would do the same, right? Okay, very good. So, Frank, what about you? What would you do?
Mm, if I were the opposite sex for a day, I would
Uh-huh.
mm, I don't know.
So try to think, what would you like to do if you were a girl?
Mm,
Because in my case, if I were a boy, I would like to have a lot of girlfriends. No. Okay, Frank.
mm,
Tell us.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I'll, I would like shopping. Sorry.
So you would like to go shopping.
Yes.
Okay, what else?
Yeah, that is.
Just going shopping.
Yes.
Okay, so if I were a boy, I don't know, I would dress a lot of, I don't know, clothes that usually boys wear. Okay, next one, it says, if I drank 4 cups of coffee, oh my gosh, if I drank 4 cups of coffee, so what would you do? If I drank 4 cups of coffee during the date, I would turn it like, I don't know, crazy girl, because I have never drank 4 cups of coffee during the day. What about you, Frank? What would you do if you drank 4 cups of coffee?
if I drank 4 cups of coffee, I could I yeah I could be uh, waking up all night.
Ah, okay. That is not waking up. That is stayed up.
Stay up.
Yes, I would stay up.
Okay.
Stayed up.
I
Mantenerme
couldn't stay up.
Yes.
Okay.
That means mantenerse despierto.
Okay, teacher.
So you would stay up all night.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. And you, Hazel? What would you do?
Hello, teacher.
Hello?
I will not sleep because it is mm, many coffee.
Ah,
But,
okay.
uh,
Okay.
and I would, how do you say, poner de mal humor, teacher?
I would be in a bad mood.
Okay, I would be in a bad mood.
Oh, really? You
Yes,
would be
teacher.
in a bad mood. Okay. That's always happen, right? That sometimes happens. Okay, very good. Now it says, if my house caught a fire, if my house caught fire, what would you do? Okay, if my house caught fire, first of all, if I stayed in my house also, right? So I would try to go out. I would try to leave my house as soon as possible. Eh, Besides that, I would call the firefighters. Okay. Now, what about you? What would you do if your house caught fire? Frank?
If my house caught fire, I will review that my family go out. No,
I
my family
Okay, yes, leave the
leave,
house.
leave the house.
Okay, leave the house. Okay, very good. Hazel, what about you?
If my house caught fire, I would go out with my family and I would alert the police and fire station.
Okay, and the firefighter, because the fire station is the place where the firefighter work.
Okay. And then the fire teacher.
Okay, yes, the firefighter.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, let's see the next one. It says, if the internet disappeared, oh my God. So now we are used to get, we are used to using the internet for everything. So it says, what would you do if the internet disappeared? So give your opinion. What would you do if the internet disappeared? Frank.
If the internet disappears, I will do mm,
I would.
if the internet disappear, I will do things with my family.
You will do things for your family. Yeah, but what
Yes.
about homework? What about homework? Imagine that you go to the school jet and you continue going to the school jet.
I will
Uh-huh.
I will have travel to CDS.
No, yes, but listen. Imagine that you are in the, I don't know, in the university, or if you are in the high school, and people ask you for information. For example, imagine that some people say a teacher told you, okay, for tomorrow I need you to investigate about the history of America. Okay, so what would you do to search that information, to investigate that information?
I will have read the books.
Okay, I would read books.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, now let's see, Hazel. Let's go with you.
And if the internet disappeared, I would visit the bibliothèque
The
and
library.
the
Library. Yeah,
okay,
because bibliothèque doesn't exist in English.
and I would visit the library, and
Okay.
I will not come talk with my family in another country.
Okay, in another country. Yeah, you would, but just for calls, normal calls. Okay, normal calls, but not not in Skype, not in the another social network, right? Just for normal calls. Okay. Okay, now the last one. Okay, this is really interesting. It says, if you saw a dangerous animal behind your friend, okay, what would you do? Let's start with you, Hazel.
I, I would alert to my friend that a dangerous animal behind, and I would run it with me.
Okay, so would you run?
I would run.
Okay, okay. Frank, what about you? What would you do if you saw a dangerous animal behind your friend?
I will say
Mhm.
that he see behind him.
Okay, that there was an animal behind him.
How, teacher?
That there was an animal behind him. That there was an animal behind him. Okay, very good. Great, guys. Great job. Okay, let's continue. Now, here you are going to have different sentences in order to practice the second conditional. So what are you going to do right now? In this case, what I need you to do is to identify the condition and then the result. Why? Because we are going to rewrite these sentences, okay? So we have to rewrite the sentences using the second conditional. So let's start. Richard isn't happy. So I'm going to help you, okay? So look at here. It says Richard isn't happy. He is married, okay? He is married. Okay, now let's try to use the second conditional, okay? So if we use the second conditional, we must use, remember, the simple past and would, okay? The simple past and also would. So, Richard.
Sería if he's married, Richard.
So let's pass it let's pass it in past. Richard.
Okay.
So look at here. Richard isn't happy. So that is in present. He is married.
Yeah, if Richard
were happy.
Okay, remember that this one is in the second conditional. So how can we start a sentence using the second conditional? How can we start a sentence using the conditional form? ¿Cómo comenzamos? Exactly, very good. If.
if Richard
If Richard
weren't
were,
weren't
Happy.
no, it's not negative.
If Richard were
If Richard were, first we need the condition, remember. What would be the condition?
teacher, pero
he's
es
married.
negativa y se isn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He's in this case he's married.
Okay, if Richard were married. Si él estuviera casado. If Richard were married, he
would
would
not have it.
Verb to be. We have here the verb to be. Is the verb to be in present. He would
be
okay, very good. He would not be
happy.
very good. He would not be happy. Okay, why? Probably because the girl doesn't love him, or probably because he doesn't love that girl. We don't know, right? Okay, very good. Now let's go with the second one. It says Bill. Bill makes a lot of money. He works hard.
if he
If,
if he
if,
were
if.
he if he
Mhm.
I'm not the teacher. If Bill
Very good. If build, remember build. If
if
build,
he were
no. If build, here we are not going to use the verb to be, okay? Why? Because we have different verbs. Aquí ya no vamos a ocupar el verbo to be porque tenemos makes and work, okay? Makes and works. Entonces quiere decir que solamente vamos a jugar con makes and work, okay?
if Bill worked
Okay, if Bill worked in past, worked,
comma
Bill's work, what? ¿De qué forma?
work hard.
Okay, very good. Work hard.
He will make a lot of money.
Very good. He would make a lot of money. Very good. Okay, if Bill worked hard, he would make a lot of money. Very good. Okay, now let's go with number 3. Let's go with number 3.
If Susan
Okay. If Susan
went
let's see. Okay, look at here. It says Susan can go. Susan can go. Susan can go to the next town. There is not bus. O sea, no hay buses. No hay. There is. There is the meaning of. Okay, let's try to do it. Okay. Okay, we already have the but it's not Susan the subject.
if
If there
there were
no, there were no, because it's only one. If
there was
okay,
there wasn't bus
okay, very good. If there wasn't a bus,
Susan
uh-huh.
would go will not go
Okay,
to the next town.
very good. But in this case, we're going to use couldn't go. Okay, why couldn't instead of would? ¿Por qué could instead of would? Okay, because we can also use in conditional form could. Also, we can use might. Okay, but could is for probabilities. If I say would means no iría, but in this case, we're going to say no podría ir. Okay, couldn't go.
Couldn't go to the next town.
Very good job. To the next town. Great. Okay, if there wasn't a bus, Susan couldn't go to the next town. Very good. Now, this one, try to help me, Frank. I won't finish the book. It isn't very interesting. I won't finish the book. It isn't very interesting.
Okay. Sería
Ajá. If.
if I
Ujú.
sería if I wasn't sería,
If I wasn't. Ujú.
finish the book.
No. No. Because finished is a verb. Finished is a verb. Okay, remember that we cannot use verbs with the verb to be.
Entonces sería if I finish.
Mm, yeah, but that is not a condition. No va a ser esa la condición. Okay. Okay. Now.
Es que más o menos, bueno, yo decía de que quería, si no termino, como si no termino, si no terminé de leer mi libro, si no terminé mi libro, no, no era interesante, ¿no?
Okay, but it's not interesting, the book, that's the point. So I'm going to help you. Here we are not going to start with the if, okay? We are going to start here with the result first, just for you to know, okay? We're going to start with the result, okay? Okay, I wouldn't, okay? I wouldn't finish the book. Why? If it wasn't very interesting. I wouldn't finish the book if it wasn't very interesting. Okay, so in this case, we have to start with would, okay, with the result, and then with the condition. Why? Because if we started with the condition, if it was very interesting, we don't know what is very interesting, okay, or what wasn't very interesting, okay. That's why in this case we started with would, okay. Por eso comenzamos con would, porque
Okay.
en este caso en la segunda oración dice it wasn't very interesting. Entonces si yo comienzo if it wasn't very interesting, pero no sé qué es, okay. Very good. Now, let's go with the last one. Richard. Richard will go by train. His car is being in serviced. His car is being serviced. Okay. Now, let's start.
Okay.
Richard, if
Ajá.
Richard
Okay, let's start with the result. Comencemos con el resultado. That's gonna be easy. Ajá.
Sería Richard will go by train
Would go by train
if
if
his car was being serviced.
okay, very good. Okay, now it has sense. Richard would go by train if his car was being serviced. Okay, very good. Yeah, it's like that. Do you have any question right now?
No, teacher.
No?
Not, not
Okay, very good. Now